Coast, and there is a new song to maybe help get you down that way. Joining us today on Good Things is Milton. He is the CEO of Coastal Mississippi. Hey, Milton.
Hi, Rebecca. Good afternoon. And Rhino as well. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
How's the weather on the Gulf Coast today? It's kind of rainy and drab here in central Mississippi. So tell us that you've got sunshine and shining seas.
Well, I can tell you it's always a beautiful thing to come to the coast, but I have to tell you that today we have a lot of wind, and it's a little bit cloudy, but the weekend looks ahead really nice. So it's just a short drive from Jackson to get to coastal Mississippi, and I'm sure this weekend is going to be great.
It's going to be great, and there's plenty of things to do. But before we get to maybe some upcoming events and planning our vacation to the Gulf Coast, let's talk about this new song, Gulf Coast Girl. How did the collaboration come about to get this new tune on the airwaves?
Absolutely. And first, Rebecca, all the credit to our team and the leadership in our marketing committee from our Board of Commissioners. They really saw this opportunity. They work hand in hand with the producers and all the representation from this artist. And we were able to secure this particular local campaign, which is a collaboration, certainly with the beautiful Caroline Jones and the Pelicaneers. And we're so thrilled. So far, the comments and the feedback has been extremely positive. It's a beautiful song. It shows exactly what coastal Mississippi is, and we believe it will raise the pride of all of our local residents and all the Mississippi residents to see the many things you could do and enjoy when you visit coastal Mississippi.
I had never heard of the Pelicaneers, Milton, until I saw the press release for the new song, Gulf Coast Girl, and I think it's awesome. If you didn't know, it's Jimmy Buffett, Mac McAnally, Kenny Chesney, Lucas Nelson also lend their vocals to this particular track. So do you have any back on how the Pelicaneers sort of became a thing?
Actually, I'm not from here, but throughout this process, I've been reading and listening to not only the music, but as well the process. And I have to tell you, immediately the organization reached out to them. The interest and the willingness to do something for our coast was there since day one. Mr. Buffett, certainly the singer Caroline Jones, they said, of course, we want to do it. And that was the trigger. And from that point, it took a little bit longer. This type of deals take some time. But at the end, we're having this local campaign, and Pelicaneers and certainly Caroline Jones. I can tell you the song is great. The video photography in the video really shows what coastal Mississippi is, and the type of experience and unique sense of belonging to such a beautiful place here in coastal Mississippi is depicted to the detail in this beautiful video and song.
Well, we have tweeted it out over at SuperTalk's Twitter page as well as on Facebook. If you want to go and check out the video and the song, The Gulf Coast Girl, you can do that. But you're right, Milton, it does display the many diverse sort of experiences within the region that we call the Mississippi Gulf Coast. So when you talk about the Secret Coast, you're not talking about necessarily just one place. You're talking about a multitude of communities for visitors to sort of choose from. So how do you help get people encouraged to come down and maybe try a different area of the Gulf Coast that they've never tried before?
And I think, Rebecca, that's the most important thing. When you're talking about coastal Mississippi, we're not talking about Biloxi or Gulfport or Bay St. Louis. We're talking about the entire coast of Mississippi, from Waveland to Moss Point, and everything that you can do and enjoy and really learn when you come and visit us for a couple of days, for a week. And that's the beauty of the regional approach that we've been following since 2014, when it was approved by law to have this regional approach to the experience in coastal Mississippi. And since that moment, we've been working not to promote this place or the other, but to engage with our audiences and explain the overall sense of this experience when they come and visit. They don't know if they're in Biloxi, they don't know if they're in Gulfport, they don't know if they're in Ocean Springs, but they know they're in this beautiful place that we call coastal Mississippi, with a complete array of facilities and venues and attractions and restaurants, casinos, entertainment, you name it, and obviously the beach, which is one of the most important components. But at the end, The key, Rebecca, for the success we are seeing is the fact that we were able to establish a regional approach to visitation, to promote a complete region under the Coastal Mississippi brand. And so far, we are seeing phenomenal results because of that.
And you've got it all over at your website, coastalmississippi.com. It's much easier to type than obviously it is to say, Mr. Milton, but you can see all the different areas there within the Secret Coast or the coastal Mississippi and sort of start to plan your trip. So help us do that. What should we be looking forward to? Are there any big events or specific dates to keep in mind if we're making our summer plans now?
Actually, yes. There's always something happening here in coastal Mississippi every weekend. But what I can tell you is that what we have done in the last few months, which has been so complicated, actually in the last year, is to make sure our vendors, our employees, our locals, they understand the importance of managing the relationship between the visitors and us, providing the service in these difficult times. And I can tell you, once we launch the Destination Health Promise, which we were telling people, feel free to come and enjoy the room-to-room that we can offer. But also, while you're here, think about the ones that we live here and help us to protect our health. And that two-way conversation between our visitors and all of us here in coastal Mississippi was the primarily responsible to make sure that as of today, Rebecca, coastal Mississippi, we have seen a phenomenal recovery path after COVID-19 because people felt safe when they come and visit us. And even though we have all of these facilities and all of these festivals that are coming throughout the coast, the most important thing is that people felt safe. They understood what we were doing, and we won their loyalty. And that's what's going to bring them back now in summer. And we're putting a lot of activities, all of them available in coastalmississippi.com with the specific details of each and every one of those date, times, entertainment that is going to come, plus the fact that we're seeing how our entertainment through our casinos will start coming slowly, which is another big component to the overall experience when you visit coastal Mississippi.
Well, you're right, Milton. My family visited the coast during the pandemic, I guess back in August of 2020. We felt totally safe. We had a great time there at the aquarium. And yeah, its memories are still being made, even though you take few precautions to make sure yourself and the others around you remain safe. And I know, 2020 was a hard summer for the Gulf Coast, so hopefully 2021 will be a breath of fresh air for all of your vendors and all of the communities there in the Mississippi Gulf Coast. So if we want to kick off and get our weekend or our staycation or our getaway planned, Milton, we just do it all over at coastalmississippi.com?
Absolutely. You can access Coastal Mississippi. You'll have a section in which, if you want, you can book a room through our website. Also, you can call direct the hotels or casinos that you would like to visit. Our restaurants, they will have space for reservations. But again, if you want to go to just one place, feel free to visit coastalmississippi.com. That all the information we have on the destination will lead you to the appropriate either booking mechanism or number two, the facility that you would like to visit.
And I think, too, don't forget, they're quick staycations, vacations, weekend getaways. You don't have to take a week necessarily to go and enjoy the beaches that are there on the Gulf Coast. I mean, I think most anywhere listening to Good Things, you can be on the Mississippi Gulf Coast within maybe a 4 to 5 hour drive-ish. And so you can't beat that for a down and back trip if you just need to get away and get your toes in some sand or have some delicious seafood. But I hope people take the time to at least find the Gulf Coast Girl video and song, which I'm pretty sure Rhino's probably going to play for us as we leave out here on Good Things, and share it with your friends and help sort of spread the word and the message. Is there anywhere specific we can catch the video, Milton, other than at SuperTalk's social media feeds?
Well, also in Vimeo.com, you will be able to get that video. And if you go to our website, you will find the video as well. Well, if you follow Coastal Mississippi in our social media platforms, specifically in Facebook and others, you will be able to see the video and also become a fan and engage with our content and learn a little bit more about coastal Mississippi.
Well, we learn something every time you're with us, Milton, here on Good Things. So I appreciate your time and kudos to your team for such a great song.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rebecca. Always a pleasure.
All righty. We'll leave you guys with a Gulf Coast girl heading you out, but stick with us. We've got more good